everyone, my name is Meg Mullins. I am a technical marketing professional with Active Concepts, and today we're going to be talking about the skinification of the scalp. To begin, we need to talk about what skinification means. To skinify is a personal care term that describes the routine process of taking care of something that matters to us from a holistic perspective. This stems from the well-known skincare routine, something that I'm sure many of us follow religiously. To skinify the scalp means to realize that this level of care and attention can be focused on our scalp too. This can be achieved by incorporating scalp care into our existing hair routines. Just like how we take care of our skin, we can deliver the same level of care and attention to our hair and scalp. Taking notice of the scalp encompasses not only how the scalp looks, but also how it feels, behaves, and contributes to the overall ecosystem of the hair and skin. We've talked in previous episodes all about the layers of the skin, what each layer does, and the different ways that actives can penetrate the skin to deliver benefits. The scalp brings a new area for us to talk about these same concepts, and the scalp skinification process can help us ritualize the self-care and hygiene to encompass not only our skin, but our scalp and hair too. To understand the scalp's health, we must first begin by assessing our scalp type. There are 3 categories of scalp types: dry, balanced, or oily. Scalp type is completely independent of the more commonly known skin type on our face. Dry skin type does not always mean a dry scalp type. There can be any combination of skin to scalp types. A dry scalp type can often feel itchy, flaky, tight, or irritated. If you have a dry, flaky scalp or an itchy scalp, you may frequently wash your hair to rid it of debris and flakes. The hair may actually feel dry a day or 2 after washing because the scalp is absorbing excess oil in an attempt to stay moisturized. Dry scalp can occur with loss of moisture, so it's important to prevent transepidermal water loss through our scalp. It's natural for dead skin cells to shed. It happens all over the body. A dry scalp can experience large, noticeable flakes. At first, it may be easy to think that these flakes from the dry scalp is the same thing as dandruff, or that an oily scalp is caused by too much moisture. This is actually the opposite. Oily scalp types are actually more likely to experience dandruff because dandruff is caused by bacteria trapped on the scalp by sebum. Oily scalp is caused by not enough moisture and too much sebum production. An oily scalp type experiences an overproduction of sebum from the sebaceous glands on the scalp. If the scalp is oily, the hair may look flat and feel greasy just one day after washing it. Sebum coats the hair strands and makes them greasy, which then attracts dirt and other impurities. This greasy appearance can lead you to wash your hair more frequently, which can actually backfire. When hair is overwashed, it irritates the scalp and produces more sebum. An oily scalp triggers dandruff due to the natural microbe Malassezia globosa, which produces more oleic acid in response to that extra sebum. This irritates our scalp even further, causing it to turn flaky to try and get rid of that irritant, thereby triggering dandruff. It's a very frustrating experience. A balanced scalp type is one that is well hydrated, not stressed, and doesn't show signs of excess oil, flakes, or irritation. If you have a balanced scalp, you can typically let your hair go about 3 days between washes. With dry shampoo, maybe even longer. Healthy hair begins with a healthy scalp. The skin on the scalp is comprised of an epidermis, pilosebaceous units, sebaceous glands, sweat glands, and several different sensory systems, in addition to the underlying dermal and adipose layers. The integrated nature of the scalp skin must factor several physiological processes, which are controlled internally and environmentally, as discussed in the fundamentals of skin biology. The scalp in the areas of hair growth is a multi-layered structure that is 5 to 8 millimeters from the skin surface to the base terminal hair follicle bulbs. The viable epidermis and the stratum corneum form the visible scalp, which is a pale, even, slightly translucent structure that extends between hair follicles into the opening of the hair canals. Caucasian scalp skin is not strongly pigmented, but it can respond to excessive UV radiation by burning, tanning, or freckling, especially with thinning hair. The stratum corneum on the scalp is extremely important, as it serves as the barrier both to transepidermal water loss and preventing entry of toxic materials. A healthy stratum corneum requires the right balance of natural moisturizing factors, epidermal and sebum-derived lipids, urea, and lactic acid, combined with normal cell turnover to maintain the correct structure and properties of the barrier. The scalp stratum corneum, with around 12 layers, is slightly thicker than the face and neck, which perhaps reflects its relative exposure to the environment. Factors that affect transepidermal water loss and cell turnover include age, environment, hormones, and mild inflammatory conditions. The scalp endures a variety of stress factors: bleach treatments, heat tools, UV irradiation from the environment, and physical stress from brushing, just to name a few. Many factors play into making the scalp environment unique from the skin. Yet we need to tend to our scalp in the same way that we tend to our skin. The skin and scalp are simultaneously connected, yet with unique functions. Think of the scalp like a flower bed, where we must provide the best soil and nutrients for luscious hair to grow. Understanding what factors influence the scalp assists us in making product decisions that let both the hair and skin work in synergy. Not only products we use, but the things that we put our heads through. Get your head in the game! The scalp skinification game, that is. There are small, habitual changes that we can make to pay more attention to our scalps and encourage wellness head first. The first way is to incorporate a scalp scrub in the shower before shampooing our hair. The physical exfoliating action can clear away dead skin cells and product buildup on the scalp. After a physical scrub, a skinification routine can incorporate a gentle scalp massage, which helps stimulate circulation and relaxation too. When rinsing our hair, treat your scalp kindly. Whether you use a luxurious rinse product or just water, it's important to regulate water temperature by avoiding steaming hot or freezing cold temperatures. This minimizes temperature stress on the scalp and encourages scalp homeostasis. The most important way to incorporate scalp skinification is to be gentle with our hair whenever we're brushing it or washing it to avoid any unnecessary tension on the hair and scalp. It doesn't take an entire product catalog to begin to care for our scalp. Just a bit of tender love and care can go a long way. Overall, the scalp is affected by many different things. In order to have a healthy scalp, we must take the skinifying holistic view. The scalp type is the product of the environment, genetics, the products we use, and our hairstyling habits. By noticing the connections that the scalp has to our skin and hair, we can appreciate the complexities of this terrain. There's so much room to skinify the scalp and embrace scalp care, from serums to tools that can massage the scalp, scrubs, and special scalp rinses to protect the scalp and grow fabulous hair. I'm Meg Mullins, and thanks for watching this masterclass with Active Concepts. Stay tuned for our next masterclass where we go further and explore all about hair.